Click, click, boom! What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Nick, Nothing But Niners. Guys, tonight we are going to start our 2.0 series draft with trades. Yes, that's right, with trades. No more 1.0 series. So we're going to get into the 2.0 series. But before we do that, let me get through all the formalities. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It's right down in one of those corners over there. Set your bell for notifications so you know when we're going live on YouTube. And you can give us a follow on Twitter and Snapchat, Nothing But 9, the number 9, ERS. On Twitter and Snapchat, Instagram and Facebook, Nothing But Niners, all spelled out. Check out our website, nothingbutniners.com. Got a slew of great writers over there putting out articles as well. Still trying to get our guest today to give me one article for that NB9ers page. But anyway, guys, without further ado, to start off this 2.0 series, none other than Mr. Eric Crocker. What's going on, baby?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm excited to do this. I've been doing all this different draft stuff on Twitter, but nothing but Niners. So yeah, I'm excited to get going with this right now.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I did one earlier, man, and it's kind of interesting. I didn't share it in the room because Stefan always has, oh, how many drafts you gonna do? I'm like, dude, I've only done like 2. So,
yeah.
But today I did do. I think I did 2. Today, my very first one, excuse me, I ended up with 14 picks.
Wow.
Through trades. And
starting with 6. So
yeah, and the top 9 picks were like legit picks. So I'll have to share it with you and let you see what it is. But everybody's saying, what's up, Croc? Everybody loves Croc time. You know how it is. Guys,
what's up? I forgot people can see this. So people can see this right now?
Yeah. You can see you right now.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
yeah. We're live, so people are watching right now. So let's see. Croc, just let everybody know if you want them to know your social medias, where they can follow you at and stuff like that, and give a little bit of background about yourself.
Yeah, man. Anybody that wants to follow me, my Twitter account is Eric_Crocker. So that's ERIC_Crocker, like Betty. And yeah, tons of stuff. I'm kind of a football fanatic, a little obsessed with it. And especially during this time, I love the draft process and kind of going back and watching film on different guys. And we had one guy in our Nothing But Niners group chat, and he was like, how did somebody start off as a wide receiver one and then come to draft time, people start overthinking, and now he's your 5th or 6th best receiver. And I'm like, well, now's the time where you actually get a chance to watch the guys. During the season, you know who guys are. You're watching football, and you see guys make certain plays. But now is the time to kind of watch guys as prospects. And that's a big difference. That's a big difference when you're watching the guy's prospect as a prospect and seeing how he will, his skill set will translate over to the NFL. So that's why some things change. That's why some of my rankings have changed as far as players go. And I'm hoping I can, get some of that out here right now during this mock draft.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because I remember you and Mike talking about it the other day too, where Mike said somebody put it differently, where he said film tells you who a player is and the combine tells you a projection of who the player is. Right. I think that's what you guys were talking about. So, and like you said, early in the season, you watch because you watch teams and you watch football and you understand them. But then when you start breaking down film, not watching only highlights, you're watching physical games. I love your threads that you put out on Twitter. If you guys don't already, make sure you go follow Croc. Like he said, it's Eric_Crocker on Twitter. He puts out a ton of great threads on different positions and stuff like that. He swears that he's not good with receivers, but I think he's lying to you because all his threads are pretty on point with his.
Well, I don't watch highlights, and I think that's the thing because I have a lot of people that say, "Oh, this guy's a monster. This guy's this, or how could you pass on him?" And I'm like, man, like I don't watch highlights at all, like literally at all, because I don't want a highlight to kind of skew how I view a player, So the highlights, I said it last year, I can make a highlight of Cassius Marks and make him look like Von Miller, but when you watch the actual games, it's like, man, this guy disappears most of the time. And that's why I stay away from highlights and I stick straight to the games, and it lets me know exactly who a player is. And when I say who they are, it is like who they are consistently, who they are 80 plays per game. not 10 total plays throughout the year and made into a highlight. So I stay away from the highlights. I watch that. I take my own little notes. And I think I might start putting out my notes. Like I put out one, someone asked me what I thought of Sean Bunting. So I watched him and I put notes. So you can kind of see like what I'm going through mentally as I'm watching the film, taking notes, and I'll put like a little overall review on the guy. I'll try to do some of that with some of these other players so people can just kind of read and know kind of what goes through my mind with this stuff. But I stay away from the highlights.
Yeah, kind of see your thought process throughout the whole process as
right.
And like you said, it's good to go and watch. I mean, that all 22, I live by it anymore. It's just, I mean, getting on there and being able to physically break down. I wish they would come out with college all 22 because that would. I mean, I'd pay the $150 or whatever it is for the all 22 for college for exactly for these reasons. I can't stress that enough, as well as you just said. Don't watch highlights because highlights are going to show you who you want to see. They're not going to show you who the player really is. They're not going to show you how many times they give up on a play or what they lack in or certain situations of how they react. So, it's a big difference of not watching the full all blown out highlights, because highlights, like you said, can make Cassius Marsh look like Von Miller.
And I think another thing that people kind of, while we have this platform right now to kind of talk about it, I know there's people watching, but stats. People get so enamored with stats and, this guy had this many catches and this much yards, or this guy had all these interceptions. He's cornerback one, or this guy had 17 sacks in the case of Josh Allen. But it's like when you watch it, everything as far as a prospect goes, you have to take within context. So if one receiver, I like Riley Ridley, he had 40-something catches, and there might be another guy that gets 100 catches. Well, just because this guy had 100 catches or more opportunities, different things, that doesn't make that player better. You have to look at how he gets his catches, because if you look at Deebo Samuel, who, if you look on paper, he had better production than Riley Ridley. He had about 62 catches for 800-something yards. But 40-something of his catches were behind the line of scrimmage, screens. That's what it looked like. I mean, there were just so many screens. So that's why I don't, another guy. People look at the production. You see N'Keal Harry. How much of his production came on the outside? And what did he do good on the outside, right? Okay, great 50-50 ball catcher. Okay, and for his off coverage, yeah, he can play on the outside. But anytime somebody got in his face, he struggled big time. So what they do, they moved him to the slot. I saw one, I was watching Oregon. They threw 3 straight screen passes to him. 3 straight screen passes to him to give him the ball. He had about 5 screens, like, in the first quarter. So it's like this guy has 5 catches in the first quarter. That's probably more catches than Riley really had in one game all year. But it's like, how is he getting them? And those are the things I think sometimes people lose track of. They see, sacks, and it's like, okay, well, and not to pick on anybody, but Josh Allen, okay, he just ran free, and the tackle went this way, guard went this way, nobody blocked him, he got a sack. And it's like, well, he had 17 sacks, and it's like, well, okay, how did he get them? Who did he get them? Is that a NFL caliber person that he's going up against? Or, there's all these different things I think some people, when they're looking at the prospect, they're not really looking at the big picture, and they're not looking at things within context. So that's what I try to do, and that's what I try to bring with my threads a lot of the time. It's kind of to show who someone truly is.
Yeah, and it's big, like you said. I mean, you can look at receivers and stuff like that and say, okay, this guy had 8 catches and this guy only had 4. But who's the quarterback going to in those dire need of times? That were those 4 catches bigger than the 8 catches that such and such had? Like, who does the quarterback look to in the 50-50 ball? Who does it look to when they need that 6 yards? When they need
perfect example here, DK Metcalf and AJ Brown. And I'm not saying one is better than the other or anything like that. I have a person I got like, but I like both of the receivers. But DK Metcalf is like, well, he can't run routes. He only ran 2 routes. Where it's like, that was the offense. If you look at the other side of the ball and you look at the receiver on the outside, Lodge, right, DeMarcus Lodge, he ran the same exact routes as DK Metcalf. So he has very good movement skills. He's athletic, but he's running the same thing: 5-yard stop, 10-yard stop, go route, running the same exact thing. So that was their offense. Look who's throwing them the ball. How do they use their outside receivers? Well, not really using their outside receivers much. Why are they going to A.J. Brown so much? Well, I tell my guys all the time, the in route is the easiest throw for the quarterback to make. Out breaking routes or anything outside is harder for the quarterback to make. The further you get out or downfield, the lower the percentage, right? So they were throwing more high percentage passes to a guy like A.J. Brown over the middle against zone, open for the, quarterback to see right in front of him. And that's why a lot of times, and then they would throw a lot of screens to him. So you see his numbers, see somebody like DK Metcalf, and you wonder why there's a big discrepancy there. A lot of it has to do with their offense. So, those are, just about stats. I'm just talking about stats right now. That's why sometimes you see, some things like that.
Yeah, stats are definitely overinflated, no matter how you look at it.
Production, that's the word that they say, production.
Yeah, production, right. And it's just, yes, somebody can be productive, but how are they being productive? Me and Mike go back and forth, and we'll talk about this with Kyle Juszczyk just real quick. He says that Kyle Juszczyk isn't productive enough to get his money, the money that he's getting, but he's also productive. He doesn't need to run the football. He's productive in other ways of the game.
Right, exactly.
The game. He is a reason why our run game is so good, and he is a mismatch when he does line up outside or comes with wheel routes and things like that. So there's production there. It's just not running the football production.
Yeah, so, I remember that argument too, and it's like, man, our whole offense kind of runs off of him.
It does. It really does. So, man, I'm excited to see who you pick here, man. I'm like getting super jittery here. So, guys, before we get started, make sure you guys go and follow JD Hawk, Hater TV, and Niner Faithful Radio on YouTube as well. Just a big shout out to those guys doing some good stuff over there as well. So make sure you go over there and like Niner Faithful Radio, TJ, and Adam 49ers Insider, and JD Hawk on YouTube. So they both have great channels, both do different things. So make sure you guys check them out if you're watching this today. So and also don't forget, we are like 40 subscribers away from 5K, and I have the Jimmy Garoppolo jersey for giveaway. Still in the package. So once we hit 5K, randomly selected, somebody will win that. Croc, are you ready, buddy?
I'm ready. Now, I won't do trades in this one because I kind of want to keep it to where it's just kind of what I think the 49ers would do. Should I do it like what I think the 49ers would do or what I would do?
Whatever your mindset is. If you want to think like them, then, or you could put your own GM cap on and go that way.
I'll think like them. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see what I think that they will do. So let's do this.
All right, let's do this. All right, guys, I'm gonna screen share real quick. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna lock it in on Eric here, so you don't have to see everything pop up in the infinity and beyond. So let's see here. Get this. Where did that go? Sorry, gotta pull you down here. All right. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So we are going to select as the 49ers. Obviously, we're going to select the team right there. And then you let me know if I need to make this bigger for you or whatever. So, and then you just let me know when you want me to continue and let them pick it. So you're not going to do any trades?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
All right, because you're thinking like them. So if a good trade comes up or you have an opportunity.
Right.
All right, so Arizona's on the clock. I'm going to go ahead and continue with their pick.
Right.
And it looks like they took Bosa this time.
Oh, man. Okay, so they picked my guy. Obviously, if he's there, it's a no-brainer. I see I have some picks right here, some offers. And
so it looks like Green Bay for pick number 2 wants to give you round 1 pick 12, a 2020 first round pick, and round 1 pick 30. So you get 2 picks in the first and a 2020 round 1 pick. It looks like
so round 1. Wait, say that again.
All right, so Green Bay wants to give you round 1 pick 12, round 1 pick 30. So they're 2 first round picks this year, and a 2020 round 1 pick.
That's intriguing. Okay, and what's that with the Raiders?
The Raiders want to give you round 1 pick 4 and round 7 pick 21. The Giants want to give you round 1, pick 6, round 2, pick 5. So remember, we picked 4 in round 2, so that would be back-to-back picks, 4 and 5 in round 2, and you would be moving down 4 spots. And then round 1 from Buffalo, pick 9, and round 2, pick 8.
All right, let me. You know what? I'm gonna take the Packers trade.
Take the Packers trade, accepting, moving from 2 to 12. All right, let's see here. All right, so the Packers are on the clock now. So
you can skip to my pick.
Just skip all the way?
Yeah.
Skip to my pick. Here we go. All right. So now you have other offers as well, and you're picking at 12. Let's see. So far, it looks like Cody Ford's come off, Drew Lock, Quinnen Williams, Montez Sweat, Kyler Murray in those last 5 picks.
Okay.
Here you're being offered round 1, pick 20, round 2, pick 20, round 3, pick 2 from Pittsburgh.
No, I think I know who I'm going to get here. With
all right,
pick.
let's see.
All right. With the 12th overall pick in the 2019 draft, 49ers select DK Metcalf.
Oh, going wide receiver. Let's see if he's still on the board.
Going wide receiver.
I hate that this every time you click on this, it has to scroll down.
No, that's fine.
There he is right there. DK Metcalf at pick. And your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Final answer. Look at that.
Now the reason for that pick, I know people are like, DK Metcalf, he is raw. There is some unknown, and I'm aware that there's some unknown. We didn't see him run a variety of routes at Ole Miss. I think a lot of that had to do with their offense. Yeah, he's not the most refined route runner. It might take him an extra step or 2 to get in and out of his breaks, but he's so fast, he's so explosive that I don't think that's going to matter. I think his speed and the threat of him going deep is going to, run some defensive backs off. I think that they didn't use him to his full potential. Not one time in any of the games that I watched did I see him motion down to a tight split to get some guys off the ball, use some things to where he, releases, in, up, and back out to free him up. There was no mismatch stuff that they did. I think Kyle Shanahan would have, quote unquote, his Julio Jones. Now he's not Julio as far as, just like 3-cone or anything like that. I'm not too much worried about that. It's ability and upside. I know he can catch a pass. He can take it to the house. He's that big threat. He's not the best 50-50 ball catcher in his draft, but he is very good at it. He can be an all-around number 1 receiver, and I think Kyle Shanahan is going to do a great job scheming him open and pairing him with Dante Pettis, George Kittle, and all those running backs that the 49ers have.
All righty. Well, it's not that bad of a pick either because you're going to be picking again
at 30.
At 30 in the first round, so you could still pick up something there, and then your round 2 is your like 3 picks after that, 3 picks after that. So
all right, you can skip to my next pick. I'm ready to go.
All right, we're gonna skip to your pick,
and I know I can see who's going. Let's see.
So the last 5 picks were Marquise Brown, Byron Murphy, Jeffrey Sims, Taylor Rapp, Dexter Lawrence. You got some more offers on the board here. Are you going to try to stay there, or do you want to look at the offers?
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here and kind of
okay.
Just pick here. Let me look at the cornerback.
Corners it is. Let's see here.
All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. I will be the first person to say that I'm not huge on the 49ers drafting or using a high pick on a cornerback. You just drafted Taylor Witherspoon a couple years ago. He's been kind of up and down. You're not seeing just super consistency. I think there's something there, but you also drafted Tarvarius Moore, who to me doesn't necessarily look like a cornerback. He looks like more like a safety playing cornerback. So I'm not sure there. So this kind of pick is kind of doing away a little bit with Tarvarius Moore. If I'm GM, remember I'm GM right now, I'm going to move him to free safety And right now, I'm going to draft Trayvon Mullen.
Trayvon Mullen right here, right?
Cornerback out of Clemson.
Out of Clemson. Final answer?
Final answer. 6'1", around 200 pounds. He ran in the 4.4s. He has good feet quickness. I've watched him in zones. I think he plays well. There's a few things that I can clean up, but I think that those are things that are fixable, right? And that's the first thing I look for. He has good hits. He has good, bursts out of his breaks. He can do a little bit better with his anticipation. But I think those are things that, with our new defensive backs coach, Woods, I think we can fix those things. So I'm throwing him back there. There's some competition for Kelly Witherspoon. And also, if Kelly Witherspoon turns out well, we have a replacement going forward for Richard Sherman.
All righty. All right, so now we're at round 1, pick 31. Almost out of round 1. Do you want to skip 5 picks or skip to your pick?
Propose trade.
All right, skip to your pick. Here we go. I hate how this first pick is. Like, it just doesn't want to – it makes you scroll up for the ads all the time. All right, so you are on the clock, and you have numerous amounts of trade.
I already know who I'm getting.
All right.
All right, here we go. So, maybe it's not the – actually, no, let me see the interior alignment.
Interior offensive lineman.
So, yeah, guard.
Yep. Let's see here. Come on, scroll up. I hate this ad.
All right, here we go with the 34th pick, right? Or 36th pick overall?
Yep, 30, right? 36.
36. The San Francisco 49ers take Dalton Risner, right? So we're going to play him at guard. We know that he can play guard, he can play tackle, but, and I know that we've put a little bit of money into Tomlinson, a little bit of money into Persons, but I don't think any of those guys are the long-term guy moving forward. So right now, the 49ers have a ton of quarterback hits. Jimmy Garoppolo coming off a torn ACL. We need to protect him. So I'm going to go with guard. I'm going to go with the guard here. And, I believe that, by the start of the season, he's going to be the 49ers starting right guard and play next to last year's 9th overall draft pick, Mike McGlinchey.
All righty. So we are now round 2, pick 5. We pick again. I don't think we have any other round 2, so we're not again until pick 3 in round 3. Do you want to trade to get back into round 2 somewhere in that round? I can skip.
Nah, I'm okay. I can skip.
All right, skip to your pick. All right, let's see here what we got left going on here. All right, so the last pick was Julian Love, cornerback from Notre Dame to Washington Redskins. And let's see, we are on the clock. You have a few round 3 picks, so pick 9 and pick 37. 4 pick 67 overall from New England. Pick 3 or round 3 pick 7, round 4 pick 23, round 5 pick 10 from Denver. Cincinnati is giving up round 3 pick 8 and round 4 pick 8. And Detroit.
So right there, New England's pick. That's the 9th pick coming up, and then that's the 37th pick? Yes,
in round 3.
All right. Let's do that trade. Let's
Right.
Get another pick here.
Accept that trade there.
And then you can skip to our pick.
All right. And then we're going to skip to our pick. All right. So.
All right. Here we go. Now, this is like a prime spot where I kind of want to go safety, but again, I moved Tarvarius Moore to safety. So I'm not going to overload that position. We have Ward, we have Colbert, we have Tarvarius Moore there now. And then we also have DJ Reed. So I think we can use a little bit of added depth on the defensive line. So let's go to edge.
All right, let's go to defensive end, edge. See what we got going on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change position here because sometimes it doesn't show all the players there. And I'm going to go to best available, and I'll look at that way. And we'll look for edges and see who's in there.
All right.
But sometimes this doesn't show up. So let's see. You got Austin Bryant. You got Anthony Nelson. And that's pretty much it for edge.
I think I'm gonna go with Chase Winovich.
Chase Winovich.
And yeah, so he's not a super high upside guy, but he's a good hustle player. I think when you're talking about playing opposite of D Ford, you know, with guys like Buckner and Solomon Thomas that are going to be on the interior, I think that's a guy that, you know, with a high motor, he can benefit from that and get some sacks. He's kind of a Cassius Marsh type player. Hopefully he has more upside, right? And I think, Chase Winovich, he can develop into a nice starting football player opposite D Ford. So that's who we're going to go with there.
All righty. So now we are up again in this round at pick 37. What do you want to do here?
Let's see. Yeah, let's go back to best available.
All right. You want to skip to our pick, though?
Yeah.
All right. Let's skip to our pick. And we are going to go to best value remaining.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Here we go. Let
me know if you want me to scroll down some.
All right, I got it.
All right.
Okay, so right now, what we're gonna go with is, and this might be kind of a surprise. I hope it's not too much overkill. We did get our guy DK Metcalf. We do have Dante Pettis, but I'm not so sure about Marquise Goodwin going forward, right? We do have Kendrick Bourne. I don't know. We'll see. Not high upside with him. Trent Taylor, he's had some back issues and things like that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go with a speed upside guy, and I'm going to go with Emanuel Hall.
Good pick.
Out of Missouri.
I like that pick.
Yeah, so he's a speed guy. I don't think he has, some things I saw, didn't attack the ball at his highest point sometimes. I thought maybe, tracking in the ball with someone like more of a contested catch type situation. I didn't think he did that very well, but he does have that confidence. I think he is somebody that can improve. Right now, my pro comp for him is Wallace, the one that was with the Steelers, guys. What's his, what I'm talking about, right?
Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace. So yeah, I have my guy that's similar to Mike Wallace. I also have DK Metcalf who can take the top off. I also have Dante Pettis who can take the top off. So now we have an explosive offense. I'm set at receiver. He doesn't have to play right away. He can develop. And got Jimmy Garoppolo, some great weapons.
All righty. All right, so now we are not picking again so far until pick round 4, pick 2. So do you want to trade back into third? Do you want to skip to our pick?
I'm good. I'm forward. Let's do it.
Skip to our pick. And do you want to see best available?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So Philadelphia does want to trade with you, and they will give you round 4, pick 25, round 4, pick 36, round 5, pick 25. So you're at pick 2 right now, so you're going to drop down 23 picks, but you're picking up an additional pick in round 4 and an additional pick in round 5, which we don't have a round 5 pick.
Right. No, it's okay, though. I'll stay here.
Right.
Because we've been building the roster, and it would be nice to kind of get some of these guys, but I don't want to have to pay all these young guys. And most of them aren't going to make the team. So I want to pick the best available guy.
All righty. So we have best available now is Bo Benchwall. That's
I think I see who I'm going to go with. And right now I'm going to go back to John Lynch's stomping grounds, and we're going to go with Jesse Burkett, senior
Out of
from
Stanford.
Stanford, yeah, center. And, Richburg, a little bit of a down year. Maybe it was injuries. Maybe it was adjusting to a new scheme. They were asking him to do some difficult things. But you need some insurance there. And I'm still trying to shore up the interior line. And I think this is somebody, if he's at Stanford, he's smart. And your center has to be the smartest player on the field. So right now, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Jesse Burkett.
Jesse Burkett. There we go. All right. So let's see here. We are going to be skipping round 5 completely and moving on to round 6. So skip to your pick.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. So you're picking at 3 right now. Detroit will offer you round 6, pick 11, and pick 31 in round 6. Kansas City wants your pick for pick 28, pick 41 in round 6, and pick 2 in round 7.
Let me see who's available first.
All right, let's see. Best value.
I think there was somebody that I think I wanted. If he's still there.
Yeah, because remember, we skipped through the whole 5th round, so.
Wait, let's see. Scroll up a little bit.
Up this way or this way?
Yeah, like to the top.
To the top.
There
all right. Go. To the top.
All right, right there. Let's see. Oh man. Okay. Now this pick is along the lines of what the Packers do. People are gonna be like, "What? You took another receiver, right?" But I can't pass on this guy, and even though I took him later, now I took the other guy in round 3. I have to take him. I have to take him. All right, and his name is Mecole Hardman. Hardman is a blazer, right? And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get that other guy that's really going to stretch the field. He is a Tyreek Hill type speed guy. And the reason why a lot of people don't know so much about him is because he played in Georgia's offense, right? And I always tell people about that with Riley Ridley, but they didn't really use their offensive weapons to the best of their potential. They barely used Mecole Hardman. But if you watch film of him, you see him getting wide open, especially downfield. He is a blazer. When we talk about being able to take the top off of defense, he can do that. So I don't know who's going to make the team out of Emanuel Hall or him, or it might be somebody else like Kendrick Bourne and Trent Taylor that get the boot, and makes room for some of these young guys. That's a lot of young guys have, but we're going to figure out how to get these talented guys the ball, talented, dynamic, explosive offense. That's what we're doing here for Jimmy Garoppolo. So we have our guy that can get open in short areas with Pettis. I got some guys on the outside that can take the top off. So that's who we're going to go with, Mecole Hardman.
All right, we're going to go with Mecole Hardman. Final decision. There it is. He is a San Francisco 49er. All right, so let's see here. We are picking again at pick 39 for our last pick. Do you want to skip to your pick? Do you want to?
Yeah, we can skip to it.
All right, let's see here. Skip to your pick. All right, so we are on the clock with round 6, pick 39, which was our compensatory pick. And what do you want to do here?
Let's go offensive tackle. Let's go offensive tackle.
All right, let's see here.
So now, let me see. Yeah, now I'm kind of just taking a flyer here, right? And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the side of upside. I don't know who these guys are, but I want to take somebody from a smaller school because I think he might be talented and maybe just kind of slipped under the radar. All right, so the guy that we're going to take, and he left college early, so I think there's room for him to grow. We're going to go with Tyler Romer from San Diego State.
From San Diego State. Let's see, where is that? Oh, there he is. Right, Tyler Romer. All right. Somebody in the chat said Nick, please tell Croc I said quick 6 this Sunday, San Francisco City College B. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if we're taking our kids. I might take my middle school. I might take my middle school team to play with the high school dudes, but I don't think we're taking our high school squad.
I'm glad you understood what that was because I had no idea. I gotta get out there and watch one of your 7-on-7s, man.
Yeah, I got all the jerseys right here, man. I'm like, look at all our jerseys and stuff right here. Elevate. There we go.
So overall, let's see. You gained a 2020 first round pick. So now we have 2 2020 first round picks and a 2021 first round pick you still have.
Awesome.
Your round 1 pick 12, you traded the number 2 to Green Bay for pick 12 and pick 30 and a 2020 first round pick. You took DK Metcalf with number 12 overall. Pick 30 overall, you took Trayvon Mullen, quarterback from Clemson. They give you a B+ and a B grade on those. You moved to round 2, pick 4. You took Dalton Risner, or Risner, I guess that's how you say it. Offensive guard, but he plays offensive tackle as well out of Kansas State. You expressed your things about Chase Winovich, thinking you can get a little bit more production opposite side of D Ford. A little more production, hopefully panning out more than Cassius Marsh. They give you an A+ for that rating. That was round 3, pick 9. And then round 3, pick 37, you picked up another pick from pick 9 and pick 37 from New England, giving up the 67th or 36th overall pick, right? Was it 67th pick overall? So then you draft Emanuel Hall, wide receiver out of Missouri, which has a lot of speed as well, right?
Right. Yep.
And then moving on to round 4, pick 2, you took Jesse Burkett, a center, because you're not really sold on Weston Richburg and what he's going to be able to do. They give you an A+ on that. So you went from B+ to B, A+ to A+ to A+, to Mecole Hardman in round 6, pick 3, another wide receiver. A little bit wide receiver heavy here. And like you said, we don't really know what is going to happen with our wide receiving core. You explained with Trent Taylor having back injury, soreness not really being who Trent Taylor was, Marquise Goodwin with concussions and leg injuries. And then you draft another receiver, picks round 6, pick 3 in Mecole Hardman. And then with
explosive. I mean, he's dynamite. He's dynamite on the field. Explosive. A guy that, we kind of have a guy I wouldn't even say like him, but Richie James. I think the thought of him is kind of explosive, but and there's something there. He does have some ability, but I mean, some of those plays where I think was it the Raiders game where Richie James got ran down, he caught a slant and he ended up getting tackled. He didn't score. Mecole Hardman scores on that.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you at the end there.
Well, I was saying there was a play where Richie James got ran down, and I said that doesn't happen with Mecole Hardman. Right?
Oh,
He's if he gets a step on the defense, he's gone.
So they're giving you an overall grade of a B-, 28,299 points for score-wise, and let's see where that sits, how you matched up. So that's 22nd amongst other players that have done for the Niners. 28,299 points. And so everybody in the room is pretty much giving you Bs. I see a C. But other than that, they all love the first trade. They're just, I think a lot of people are just saying some things about taking DK Metcalf at that pick, but you kind of knew that was going to happen because of the fact of what was there.
Yeah, when I only traded out because Bosa was gone. If Bosa was there, that's a no-brainer. I'm taking Bosa. When I traded back, what I wanted to get was an elite talent, right? And DK Metcalf, even though maybe he's not the most seasoned receiver in the draft, but he has elite talent. And if you can pair that with some, Kyle Shanahan, and I know Shanahan will know how to use him and do different things to free him up and use him a lot more than what they did at Ole Miss, which they only ran 2 routes. I think you're talking about somebody that can have a 1,700 yard season. He has that type of potential. He just needs the offense and the offensive mind coach to tap into that. So that's why DK Metcalf at 12 didn't feel comfortable taking him at 2, but in a trade back, I would be more than happy to be able to get him at 12.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. I will take this off screen share, and then we'll talk about it a little bit once I get over here. I hate that this goes infinity and beyond. It's crazy. So it just keeps going. I don't know.
Some like Matrix stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Matrix, man. I just want to be like just dipping it. Yeah, so people, you've explained yourself pretty well as why you took people in certain positions, which is great, which is what we want to see. How do you feel overall about your draft? How do you feel that you came out? And I know you drafted, so you're going to feel high on it, but overall, what would you give yourself a grade with their grading system?
Oh man, I think I did well, man. I give myself a A+. To be able to get Trayvon Mullen, who I've watched a lot more of, and I'm a lot higher on him than I was when the process started. And even if it's not to replace Ahkello Witherspoon, it's to replace Richard Sherman long term. So if he beats out Witherspoon, great. If he doesn't, Sherman, okay, well, let's develop him. Let's get him better. He has the skill. He has the talent. Sherman's on his last leg. And boom, I have my 2 starters, cornerbacks moving forward. I ended up getting some guard help in the top of the second round, which I think is very beneficial because of the issues that we've had up front. A lot of people, Person played well, Thomason played well, but they didn't play great. And our quarterbacks got hit a lot, right? So we needed help there. I got an extra center to help with Richburg. He got pushed back. Sometimes he couldn't do some of the things they asked him to do. So I got help there. And then I got some explosive receivers who, can you beat out Trent Taylor? Can you beat out Kendrick Bourne? And that's the question there. So, can you beat out Richie James? And I think those guys, if you turn on the film on those guys, they are explosive. And to go with the explosive running backs the 49ers have with, McKinnon, Breda, and now Coleman, 49ers might have the most explosive offense on the field with those guys. I'll say this about Pettis, now I don't have to play him on the outside, right? I can move him around and do things to get him open and free him up. But DK Metcalf, if you miss him at the line of scrimmage, he's gone. And now you can do some things to where he can stretch the field and you can run Pettis underneath. And we still have Kittle. So, yeah, no, I'm confident with some of the picks that I made. I think that I made the offense way more explosive. And I think we got a little bit better on the outside and cornerback. I wish I could have addressed linebacker a little bit more. So I won't give myself an A+. I think I did want to address outside backer. Chase Winovich falling to me. I think that was a great pick. We have 2 picks in the next draft. We have 2 picks in the first round. So I should be able to, if there's an elite edge, I can move up and get an elite edge guy and, maybe eventually pair him with D Ford or whatever the case is. But I'm confident for this year having Chase Winovich and D Ford coming off the edge, with Buckner.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I haven't really dug into as much tape as you probably have with DK Metcalf yet, because I've been kind of staying away from wide receivers until like the 3rd round. Kind of looking at Riley Ridley's, even David Sills, just guys like that. Because to me, I think edge is primary. Obviously, if you get to where you're getting a 1st-round pick next year and 2 first-round picks this year, like I said earlier, I did it. The Giants traded me 6, 17, and a round 2 pick. So I was picking 4 and 5 in round 2, and then I got 6 and 17 in round 1. Obviously, I took that, but I ended up taking Josh Allen at 6, and then at 17, I took DeAndre Baker. So, it's just a matter of preference of who you want to go after. And then I still ended up with Kelvin Harmon in the 3rd. So
yeah, I saw Harmon there too. I almost picked him, but I just went with somebody a little bit more explosive. But yeah, I did see Harmon there too.
And that's the thing. It's just everybody sees different traits in different players. Let's see. So Ronnie Burton, let me just do this quick question real quick. Ronnie Burton says, can you ask Croc if Hakeem Butler is worth a second-round pick?
Yeah, I think he is. I think sometimes he just kind of his consistency is a little bit what worries me. We've seen all that he has to offer. So there's little unknown about him, right? Like I talked about DK Metcalf. There's a lot of unknown because all we saw of him was run 3 routes on the outside. With Butler, we've seen him in the slot. We've seen him outside on the left. We've seen him in the slot on the right. We've seen him outside on the right. He's done all these different things, and there is talent there. I think he moves very well. I think he does have breakaway speed. He actually can beat somebody, deep down the sideline, which I really like that. 50-50 ball catcher. He has some concentration drops. I don't think he has bad hands. He's dropped a lot of passes. I don't think he has bad hands. I think it's more like concentration drops. So if you can think of somebody like Michael Crabtree, who has great hands. Everybody knows Michael Crabtree has great hands. You can pluck the ball out of the air, 50-50 balls, whatever it is. But somehow he'll have these seasons where he leads the NFL in drops. I think that's kind of along the lines of Hakeem Butler, where he'll just have these like random ass drops. Outside of that, I think sometimes he just doesn't run his routes hard all the time. In the bowl game, he ran a slant route, lazy slant, boom, cornerback jumped it, pick 6. Those are things that he needs to look to improve on. And just because he's taller, a lot of times like that, when you're 6'5" and I'm a cornerback and I'm playing off, I can see the routes coming that he's about to run. And there's nothing he can do about that. It's just his length. So those are some things that he's not really going to be able to change. A lot of his passes are going to be contested. But, again, he is 6'5", and he does make those type of catches. So, you just kind of have to live with that. So when it comes to Hakeem Butler, it's just based on preference. And I don't look at somebody just like, oh, well, he's big and tall. He's a red zone threat. I think he can work all over the field. It just needs to be a little bit more consistency. And there's a lot of things that I think that he just can't help just because of his genetic makeup.
Right. 2 more questions, and then we'll get out of here. And these are from me. What do you think of the Niners draft hat?
I've seen a lot made about the draft hats. The 49ers one, yeah, I definitely wasn't a fan of it. I just think it's just – I'm not going to get worked up over it. It's like I'm not going to, like, lose sleep over an ugly draft hat. It's just like, yeah, they could do better, but whatever.
Yeah, and the sad thing about it is I started collecting them about 5 or 6 years ago, so I'll probably still buy one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to wear it, obviously.
Well, that's different. Yeah, see, so if somebody that's been collecting them, I probably would feel a certain type of way about it. I probably would be like, man, come on, man. I saw some that were cool. The Rams have a nice one.
Yeah, the Rams.
They had like some type of like Rastafarian look. I mean, it was like Jamaican, like it was like, I don't know, it was like different. It was like Jamaican colors or something, but I was like, that's kind of dope.
Yeah, there was a couple good ones on there. I forget. Atlanta's wasn't too bad. I think it was Atlanta's. The Rams. I think the Chargers looked okay, if I can remember correctly. But the Niners never get a good draft hat. Their hats are always like booty, man. Booty. Yeah. All right, and then another thing. Since you play, I know you're not a Jets fan anymore, but since you played with the Jets, what do you think of their new unis?
Oh, man, I thought they were dope. I do think they need to figure out a way to where they can wear the black with the green pants, with the black tops with the green pants. Because if you look at the little thing that leaked, it was like all black, and then you see green with white or white pants with green top, like that, those type of different combinations. But you didn't see any other combination with black. So you didn't see white tops on black pants or black top on white pants. You didn't see that. So they need to figure out a way to kind of make that work, kind of like how Jacksonville Jaguars did. But outside of that, I thought they were sweet. Nice, clean new look for them. And sometimes franchises need that. It's like, man, we're rebuilding. We have a top pick. We just drafted a quarterback. Let's kind of go to a new look, man. New year, new us.
We just got Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, just got Le'Veon. Yeah, get the fans something exciting. It's going to generate more money for the team because people got to buy new jerseys. But yeah,
they're better than his top.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. I don't know what that was.
Yo, you don't have.
I don't know why Le'Veon Bell is just like he had all this time. Yeah, all the time to put out a great great music, and you did it. And speaking of great music, man, you know, I can't get off this without talking about Nipsey Hussle. And for somebody like me in California, you know, that's somebody that we all look up to, and you know, everybody knows, you know, he was shot and killed, and it's so unfortunate, especially somebody like me that look up to him almost like a big brother or like an uncle or something. You know, I've been listening to his music since 2010, since I was in college, and just to see the transformation and the progression in his music and the things that he talked about and all the things he was doing in the community. And, you know, I do a lot of things in my community, and there's a lot of things I'm moving forward, trying to help, you know, kids with, you know, school, you know, after school themed programs. You know, I have my defensive back training, all these things, you know, mentoring kids and all that. And a lot of the things that I do were from the influences I picked up from Nipsey Hussle. So, you know, it was really hard for me to see that he passed away. I still can't believe it. I just, you know, started listening to his music again last night because it was so hard for me to even listen. You know, I stopped, I don't curse. Well, I'll say like ass or damn, but so I cut out a lot of rap music. But there was one person I refused to stop listening to, and it was Nipsey Hussle, because of all the positive messages in, you know, a lot of his music. And, you know, it's really sad, man. It's really unfortunate. And I think everybody sees on Twitter just how much love you know he's been getting and stuff like that. And yeah, I just R.I.P. man, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. I think I'm gonna get like his face tattooed on my leg. You know, I have all these tattoos, so try to do something for him, man. But yeah, man.
You're right though. He made a huge transformation in the way that he looked at things. And I can remember looking back and seeing a video of him, and he wasn't like all blinged out or anything. And the reporter said to him, like, how come you're not all blinged out? And he's like, that's just an impression of who I am. Like, I'm not that person. Like, I'd rather take my money and put it into, invest it in something to where, you know, it's going to make a community better or make things better and things like that. So he's like, you know, you've seen that at that time where he was like, I don't need all that bling. Like, it's not about cars. He's like, cars lose value as soon as you pull them off the lot. Like, why can't I take them and put it into the community and make something better? And I think this was when he was working on some kind of housing development that he was doing. It was the report. So it's crazy that, you know, this world that we live in, the things that happen, and it's just like, you know, it just sucks because he had really good music. He was a good influence in the communities and with children, and you know, he was just a good person overall. What he has become, and it's just shame, like you said, man. Rest in peace to him, his family. You know, he's got a little baby girl, right?
Yeah, he has a few kids. He just had a kid with Laura London, but yeah, he has a few kids. But yeah, Nipsey, man. I've been to 3 concerts my whole life. 3 concerts. And all 3 was when Nipsey Hussle came to Northern California. So that's how big of a fan I am, and how much I, you know, been supporting him and stuff. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. We lost a real one. That was as real as it gets, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And, you know, it just shows you that, you know, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you do, how popular you are, how unpopular you are, that you just can't take any day for granted. And it just, you know, it just shows you that every day you wake up and take a breath, be thankful. And, you know, I don't want to talk so much. I mean, I know there's not a lot of people that believe in God or things like that, but just be thankful for every breath that you take, man. And it's just like when you wake up, every day is a new day, and just enjoy it, because it just shows you that one day you just cannot be there with your family anymore. And for you know, unfortunate reasons and stupidity of other human beings doing things like that, I'm 100% with you on that. So, all right, guys, man, that's pretty much all we got tonight. We are going to kick off the 2.0 series. I think Mike is going to go on Thursday night, or another NB9ers guy. I'm not sure who's going to be picking yet. But I want to take this time to thank Croc for joining us, as always. It's always fun getting Croc on the show. Like you guys said, if you want to follow him, just check him out on Twitter at Eric_Crocker, CROCKER. Instagram, I think it's what, 7v7 Elite.
No. My Instagram is croctime_u.
Oh, croctime_u. That's what it was now. Yeah,
that's just my 7-on-7 team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, my element. Yeah, so yeah, but my main Instagram is croctime_u.
Okay, yeah. And I was just trying to say, throw it out there for your 7 versus 7 too, because I know you do a lot of good things. I like watching those video clips that you post up there of the kids. I actually tried to take some snapshots of that one kid jumping in the air like 7 feet, catching that touchdown the other day, like 2 weeks ago. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, he did that DB dirty and then just went to the back of the end zone like whoop. I was like,
Yeah, no,
damn,
Jacob, he was only 5'7".
yeah,
5'7". Last year he was offensive MVP of his league. He, scouts the way this recruiting world works is, he's just too small. So what I have to do is I have to take him to the teams. So myself and a buddy of mine, he's a Division I player, as far as talent goes, but he's just so small. So I'm taking him to the college. So we're driving to Northern Arizona, which is about 10 hours away from Stockton, where we're at. Take him to a camp there. I've been in contact with the coach, so he wants to get a look at him. Then from there, we're taking him to Idaho, Idaho State, and that's 10 hours from Flagstaff, Arizona. So we're driving him up there, get him in front of those coaches, man. So we're gonna make sure this kid gets a scholarship.
yeah, because thinking of like size, man, it's just it sucks because you get these guys that have so much talent, but they're just not the prototypical of what coaches are looking for
Right.
size wise, and it throws all their talent off. I mean, you could go back to Wes Welker, not really getting a big college or as a receiver. Even like how tall is our newest DB in Jason Verrett? 5'10"?
Yeah, Verrett, man, yeah, he's like 5'9".
Yeah, he's not tall at all. So
he went the junior college route and then went to TCU.
Yeah. So before we go real quick, give me a breakdown on him for fans that don't know anything about him. What do you think that obviously I think he's probably top 10 corner when he's healthy. But I'd like to hear what you have to say about Verrett.
I mean, he just hasn't been healthy in so long, man. I mean, like we saw the stat last 3 years, only played 5 games. In the prime of his career, because I don't know what he is now. I know in the prime of his career, he was a top 10 cornerback. And on the outside, he's not big, but he can match up with anybody. He can match up, he can move, he's quick. Great change of possession, change of direction. That's something that I put a lot of stock and value into. Good hands, perfect timing for the ball. He has what I call, sometimes when you have a limitation, you have to learn how to perfect how to play like that. So myself, I was never the fastest guy. So I had to learn how to play like a guy that runs 4 or 5 speed, but learn how to perfect that. He's perfected being only 5'9". So now, very, very, very talented dude. I hope that he can get back to 90, 80% of what he was. And even if he's that, he's a starting cornerback in the NFL. So, yeah, man, talent, super, super, super talented guy. I'm excited to see, what he is coming back. A little bit older now, 27 years old, probably going on 28 or so. So, we'll see. It was a good we'll see type sign.
All right. Sweet. Thanks for that breakdown. We got one other question from West Coast. He says, last question, what's your favorite Nipsey Hussle song?
Ooh, favorite Nipsey Hussle song. I have it's hard to just pick one, but so I'd say before Victory Lap came out, probably Keys to the City. That's on one of his older albums. So Keys to the City, that was probably, I think that song came out in like 2011. And then on the newest album on Victory Lap, he came out with Keys to the City Part 2. But Keys to the City, and then I really like Dedication with Kendrick Lamar on his latest album. And that just kind of, just listening to the lyrics of that, and kind of how they collabed on that, man, I thought that was pretty dope. So I think my overall favorite, it'd have to be Keys to the City. I don't know why, but that's my jam right there. Keys to the City. Yep.
You've been rocking it out too, haven't you?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Always, right? That's good. That's good. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to keep Croc much longer. I know he has been on the road driving from LA and just getting home, so I want him to get and see his wife and his family and stuff like that. So we're going to end this show tonight. But we will be back on, what's today, Wednesday? We'll be back tomorrow night. So as always, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and sometimes in between. We did release a couple new podcasts, so go check that out on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, wherever. Hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, once we hit that 5K, we got a jersey to give away. And that's pretty much it for me, man. Good job tonight, Croc. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate all the love and support from all of our fans.
Hey, tell them if there's any breakdowns that they want, somebody maybe I haven't done, or if they don't know if I've done, one on someone, just shoot me a DM or hit me on Twitter and just say, hey, what do you think about this guy? Or do you have a breakdown? Do you have a thread on this guy? And if I don't, I'll work to get the people that. So just hit me.
All right, guys, you heard him. He said that if you want to hear a breakdown that he hasn't done already, or
wide receiver or DB.
Wide receivers or defensive back. So send him a DM on Twitter at Eric_Crocker, CROCKER, and ask him what you think about that play, or what he thinks about a player that you want, and he'll do a breakdown and thread on it. So Alan Woodowski says, what do you think of Jalen Jelks?
I don't know who that is.
Right. He's not sure who that is. So,
but I can find out. So if there's any clips on them, or like there's YouTube's the YouTube games of that guy, just send that to me in a message, and I'll definitely check him out.
All right, Alan, you heard him. So he said if you can find some clips of him, send it to him. He'll check him out, and then he'll give you his feedback on him. So, all right, guys, I'm not going to keep everybody waiting here and stuff like that. So, like I said, hit the like and subscribe button. Follow us on all of our social media avenues. You can check that out at nothingbutniners.com. And Croc, once again, man, thank you. Appreciate you. Great job tonight on your draft as well. And we got to get you on again before draft time. Go over.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, guys, above all else, stay faithful. We out of here. Peace.